Welcome to the Live the Experience podcast. Hi, my name is Lenny and I'm your host. Thank you for tuning in and welcome back to the Live the Experience podcast. This episode is a little bit different than the ones before because my guest did not volunteer but rather did a professional internship. He went on a global talent project. That's one of the other projects we offer, which allows you to gain professional experience for some month in a big company somewhere in the world. Souhail and I talk about starting a new life in the United States and the difference between working in an agile startup to working in a big and slow corporation. If you're wondering how a professional experience with Isaac can look like, you're at the right place. I hope you enjoyed and talk to you after the episode. Souhail, what's up? How are you doing?
What's up, man? I'm good. Thanks for the invite. Appreciate that.
Welcome to the Live the Experience podcast. Super excited to have you today because it's the first global talent participant I'm talking to and
Yeah,
getting on the show.
good.
So super interested how that will go and um, having this other product on the show now too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very glad that you gave me this opportunity. Global Talent is one of the underrated programs that we have, and I think that it's a good way to showcase it on this format, which is a podcast. And I
Yeah.
hope that will live up to the expectations.
Let's talk a bit about your internship.
All right.
So explain a little bit to us, what are you doing, where are you, and what company are you working for at the moment?
Um, Good. So, after finishing my ISEC experience in 2017, I applied for this opportunity in the United States, and it's with UPS, the shipping company, because most of the
Mhm.
people don't know it until I say, "Hey, it's the same thing as DHL." So, UPS ships packages from point A to point B, and does this globally. But I work for them right now as a marketing analyst trainee in the international marketing department, and I got hired by them under the Global Talent Program in partnership with ISEC. And God, it was an amazing experience until now. I'm in Atlanta,
So how long
Georgia.
are you on the experience already?
I'm 11 months in the experience, and I have 7 months left into it.
All right, and so you're located in Atlanta, in Georgia.
Yes, Atlanta,
How do you like
Georgia.
Atlanta?
It's an interesting city. It's a very growing city. So there's a lot of people that are moving into the city right now and the suburbs of it. A lot of startups are happen. A lot The startup scene is really cool in here. The art scene as well. If you know Russ, 21 Savage, and the Migos, they're all from here. The rappers. And it's been really cool. It's a very good mix between art and business in here.
And then give us a little bit about of your background. So what did you study, and how did that lead to taking this opportunity in the US?
Okay. Oh, that's gonna be a fun story. So, I started by going to a very normal university in Morocco. I got my high school degree in 2010, and basically I didn't make a choice. I didn't even have a choice of where to go, because my high school grades were not amazing.
Mhm.
And I had to just push through the system and go through like the most accessible university that I could get. So I signed up for a university where I studied theoretical physics, so everything related to thermodynamics, mechanics, energetics, and all that. Doesn't mean that I took this choice by passion. It was just, as I told you, pushing through the system.
And it
And
was presented to you and you took it, right?
exactly. I mean, that was my only option. Otherwise, I'll just, not drop out. That's what it is. But there is no way I could do that. So I just pushed through the system and was trying to figure out what I should do. I was not even big, as I told you, um, about having a dream and achieving it, or having a passion or something like that, because the environment was not the right for it. But fast forward 2 years, after that, I'm in the second year of the same spot. Um, and I got introduced to ISEC through a very fun event. Thanks to the guys that made this event because they sold us ISEC the best way. So fast forward, after this event, they converted us to become ISEC customers, which is becoming a member inside ISEC, and
So then
that's
you joined Isaac, and then did your focus shifted a bit in terms of what you want to do in life and what you want to
yes.
pursue?
100%. Yeah. In iStack I discovered my passion, and in iStack I discovered the field that I really wanted to pursue, which is what I'm doing right now, which is marketing. So, I fast forward after joining iStack, I've had this various experiences, in different fields, and every one of the best advices that anyone can give you about becoming more self-aware and discovering your passion is not to think about it, but go and do different things so that when you find that thing that you really love, you will know it while doing it, right? And
Yeah,
that's what happened to me. So at some point, I randomly stumbled upon marketing department in ISEC, and I was like, yeah, that sounds creative, innovative, things that I would like to do and I enjoy doing. I would like to pursue
yeah,
my life in that. And after that, after finishing my degree in theoretical sciences, theoretical physics, I just decided that I will go for marketing and not the same field, which was a completely different field. And everybody is like, "Oh no, you should have a background in economics. You cannot do that. You cannot do this and that." But
you
I
just did the
was
master in marketing then.
yeah. I signed up for six. I actually applied for six marketing masters, and I got rejected from all of them but one, and I took that one.
Yeah,
And
and
that's
then
yep.
I guess that's then the bridge towards doing an internship in the field of marketing abroad, right?
Yeah.
So then tell us was it difficult to start a new life in the United States and live on your own and have like be in this complete different environment? I guess it was your first time in the United States, right?
Yes. Yeah, you hit a really interesting note right here. Because yeah, it's definitely not easy to start a new life in the country. So before coming here, I was traveling a lot, like a total of 4 to 5 countries per year. And so I was kind of confident that relocating to a new country and embracing its culture and its way of living, it's not going to be hard for me because I already have a big network of international friends, and I really traveled abroad and everything, so that should be good, right? But I was really wrong. So I always thought it was going to be the same thing as going for like a 2 weeks vacation into Europe and coming back. But until the first day when I was flying on the airport, like I mean, I was in the airport and flying to the United States. There was a lot of crying because of the family, of course. That's that's a different
See,
thing. But so I really relocated to the country, United States. I landed in Atlanta, Georgia.
what was your first impression when you arrived in Atlanta? Like first thing you thought about when you took a step out of the airport?
Yeah, it was the first thing was like literally this statement showed up in my mind. I was like, "This is America. Like this is you awkwardly feel that you are already in America. Like even in the airport, the airport is huge. The structure of it is kind of the same thing as the movies. I mean, don't get me wrong. The movies don't really portray exactly what's happening inside the United States, but they give you the patterns, right? They give you the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
pattern recognition
Clear.
of the
Yeah,
country, and once you get there, you're like, this is America.
yeah.
And that was very grateful for the ISEC members that helped us to go through a lot of things, from legalities, logistics, and everything. But building a personal life in a new country is not that easy.
Of course,
Um,
yeah. Especially, I guess when you are working in a very professional environment, and it's not like you have these daily social gatherings, right?
No, no, it's really. I mean, for me to figure out the system of the country, it took me some time. Like, for example, one small thing is tipping in the United States. I mean, in Morocco, whenever I go to a restaurant or a cafe, I just consume the thing, and if it's €3, I pay €3 for the thing, and I go away. But here in the United States, you have to give at least 10 or 15% of tipping to the server
Mm.
because they don't pay them that well. And I never knew this, so I was like, I went for a whole month without tipping anybody, and I always get these awkward looks. They almost want to hit me in the face, but they just can't say anything because they know I'm a foreigner. But then afterwards, my friends explained it to me. But then just these little details make you figure out the country. Like once you figure out the cheat codes for the country or for that environment and the culture and all that, you're good to go. But before, it's kind of interesting because I always thought that people that talk about loneliness are kind of weak mentally or like weak for their personality building and all that until I actually came to the United States. And at some point, like just the thought of coming back home and having to just sit there and not really go out with my friends or something like that was horrible to me. And it's I missed like I didn't have this support system, this close friend support system that will go through with you through the good and the bad and feel you and have this empathetic feeling with you and everything. And that I had to build personally. So like I yeah invested a lot of time into I was literally like,
Finding
for
new
example.
friends and
Yeah,
building new friendships, right?
yeah, instead
In
of
in
like
in
just
your
coming back,
workplace.
from work and scrolling through Instagram and watching people like showcasing their best life on stories. I said this is the moment where I personally have to capitalize a lot on what I love and what I would like to do. Everything that I didn't want to start or I was lazy upon, this is the time to do it, right? And I actually elevated myself from being, on a very bad mood almost every single day and coming back from work and saying, hey, I have nothing to do and everything like that, to a place where I don't even have time to think about little details like this. So
Yeah.
I came back to playing tennis after stopping for 6 years. I started playing soccer in a league. I started a side hustle as a business, which is one of the things that I really wanted to do for so long. And now, I mean, when I explored my passion or when I explored the things that I want to do, I'm really really out of this phase, for this really bad phase of loneliness and all that, and that's real, by the way. I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't never thought it was real, but it was real.
Let's talk a bit about your company, because now your background is a little bit like you experience a lot in these startup like environment, working in a university, and now you come to UPS, which is a multinational company, and their
Uh-huh.
processes and strategies are completely different to what you've experienced before, right?
Yeah.
How was it difficult for you to get used to this at the beginning?
Yes, definitely. It was definitely difficult because my background is working with ISEC and working with startups, and that's a very small scale.
Yeah,
Also very fast paced scale, which means that like
very
if you
agile.
very agile. Like if you think about an idea in the morning, you're already trying to roll it out, like roll this app out, this feature out in like 2 days or something like that. But unfortunately, that's not the same thing in corporate America.
How is
Instead
it
of
in
roll,
at UPS?
in UPS, it's more like if you have an idea, it's not gonna roll. If it sees the day, it's not gonna roll out until like 8 months or 9 months later. Um,
Wow,
don't get me
that's
wrong.
a
It's not
huge
because
difference.
yeah, it's not because they're retarded. It's just because that scale is gigantic. Like for example, in a startup, you're dying to make money to survive. Like you have to try a million ideas, and if one of them works, you're gonna make a lot of money. But from a UPS perspective or from a big company perspective, you can't just keep trying and trying and trying and failing because you have a whole lot of PR around you and your stocks are in public, right? Like they can just go down
Yeah,
at any time, and you lose a lot of money. And if you keep trying like bad ideas without studying the background of them and involving a lot of data in them, you're not losing like few dollars, you're losing like millions of dollars. So like I
yeah,
understand, and also UPS existed for more than 110 years, so they have all
a
this
lot of
legacy
history.
coming
Yeah.
coming from their history and all that. So that's why their processes are slow. It's because they want to do the right thing, you know.
What professional skills do you think you developed being in this very different corporate environment that you wouldn't have, or that you couldn't have developed being in this very agile entrepreneurial environment?
Well, I mean, I can count to you a lot of them, from project management to professional communication and all that. But one thing that really struck me, that I learned the hard way, um, was that, so I'd like to think that I'm a creative and innovative person, right?
Yeah.
And most of the people that have the same traits of personality like me, that are ideas people, they lack a lot of practicality. Which means that you're throwing ideas here and there. You can do this feature, you can have these products, this and that, and it's most of it is like 80% of it is just talks. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
like when somebody is telling you, "Oh, I've had the idea of Uber before Uber," and you're like, "Okay, but you didn't do it." And somebody named Travis had the same idea and he did it, and now he's a billionaire. Like it's the same thing. So I've had I was a person like this, and then at some point my manager came up to me and he had like a one-to-one meeting with me, and he said, "What you're doing right now is over promising and under delivering. By saying all these ideas to everybody and not doing anything about them, they think that you're just you just want to look cool. But
Just a
try
talker.
try yeah, exactly. Just try to do the opposite. Try to under promise and over deliver." And I said, "Wow, this is the prophecy." It's amazing. So I mean, I just did a test for just to, I mean, it really resonated with me, but I wanted to test it. So what I did is that I was working on this project with the one of our regions, and they needed this report, and I said, "I can deliver this report to you in 2 weeks." And they said, "Yeah, sure." They agreed with the timeline. It's gonna be delivered in 2 weeks and everything. Good. So I worked on that report and I delivered it in 10 days instead of 2 weeks. And
Mm.
the dude was fascinated. They were like, "Oh my god, how did you do to make all this report in less than 2 weeks? This is amazing!" And they were really fascinated. And that was just like a little test of how to of how like actually under promising and over delivering helped me like to go through this experience. And now I'm leading other projects, so like now it's like whenever I have an idea, I have this 5 second, this 5 seconds rule. Like
Mm.
when you think about something, you have to do it 5 seconds later, otherwise you never do it again. That's what I do right now. Like any idea I have, at least pitch it to somebody and do something about it,
Yeah,
and
not
it's
just
been
talk
great until
about it.
now. No.
Is that also then something you would say, when we talk again about the 4 leadership qualities we try to develop in responsible leaders, through
Yeah.
these Isaac experiences? Is that something that would resonate with you, where you would say that's really something where I got more self-aware?
Yes. I think that I have gained a lot of self awareness since I came to the United States. I was already big on self awareness before this experience, and I thought
I
there
mean,
was,
it never stops, right? That's the beauty of
yeah,
the cycle, because these 4 qualities, I don't think there will be a point in time where you can say, okay, I'm perfect 100% at all of those 4 qualities.
yes,
It never ends, because you have to sustain it and you have to sustain them. So they're infinitive, I would say.
yes, it is very true. It's the the only thing that I would say is that, like, currently, like, in any given moment, you always think that in that moment you're in the peak of your self awareness or in that thing you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until you go through another experience that will prove you wrong, and
And
that's
then
what
you have to
happened to
start
me.
over again. Yeah.
Exactly, and then you throw everything in the garbage, and then you start again over. You open a new page and you start writing. It's the same thing. Like I really thought that I was self aware. I really thought I was really high on self awareness before coming to here, and I just came here, and then I put myself into a completely different zone, not my comfort zone at all, like miles away from it, by living alone, by sustaining myself alone, by becoming the CFO and the CEO of my own life, and nobody's doing
Yeah.
anything for me, but I'm doing everything for myself. And being in this environment that is slow paced and more analytical rather than gut feeling and innovation driven.
Yeah.
Um, and I can tell you just a little story just on the fly. It's I was saying that like people in Morocco, they don't gain a lot of sense of responsibility that fast in their lives because we have this culture where the family sticks together in Morocco. Like you never start living by yourself until you have to. For example, until you get married, or until you have a job in a different location. That's when
Yeah.
you actually go out of your parents' house. And that it's kind of a thing, or a cultural thing, that doesn't allow you to build sense of responsibility and sense of discipline very fast in your life, until you once you go out. It's a shock. It's black and white. It's from 0 to 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's definitely one of the things. When I came here, I started being very, very independent, and having this new life in this new country. So it made me grow a lot, personally and professionally. Definitely.
Yeah. And then let's talk a little bit about your professional future. Can be scary, but also can be very beautiful to talk about. But
Yes.
how do you think that this internship you're currently doing, and now you spent 11 months there, and still have 7 months to go, how will it help you to take the next step in your career?
That's the $1 million question, my man. It's very interesting because now I'm in this situation where I'm in a country that has a lot of opportunities in it. And I've always been big on entrepreneurship. I've always been big on being independent and creating a business that would impact people's lives. And that's basically, like, when I came to the United States, it's just this thought, or this dream started becoming reality, like, very slowly. Definitely the skills that I'm gathering right now by living alone, and also by working in corporate, will help me a lot to get my next experience. It's probably gonna be in some other company or something like that. But what I know for sure is that if I go if I go at it solo as an entrepreneur, I can still survive, which I never thought I would do that before. Especially when I was there back in Morocco. Now, like, as I'm working right now with UPS, I'm running a side hustle, and it's doing good, and I really like it. And like, the high of making money outside of having a salary by the end of your month is just, to me, it's one of the best feelings ever.
Mm,
And now I'm very sure that I can sustain myself by being an entrepreneur, and I will definitely do that in the far future.
that's awesome, man. Thank you very much for taking the time. I really like to enjoy seeing your learning curve and your journey now going to the US, going to this corporate world. But on the other hand, like, it doesn't mean that you will stay corporate, but you use the skills and just the fact of, again, getting out of your comfort zone and seeking
Yeah,
this discomfort in the US helps you to also um, flourish your entrepreneurial skills, right? And to be entrepreneurial, to start your own side business. And I love the combination of corporate and entrepreneurial in just with you as one person.
yeah.
So all the best for that.
Thank you very much. It's a very enjoyable experience. So yeah, I wish it for everybody that is listening right now.
And then definitely have a good time for your last 7 months, and then whatever happens afterwards, I'm sure you will do just fine.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Now, this was the first guest I had who went on a global talent project, and I'm sure more will follow, and also some who went on our third product, the Global Entrepreneur product. But for now, if you're curious what kind of professional experience we have in store for you, or if you're looking for something to differentiate yourself through an international professional experience, make sure to check out isaac.org. You can sign up so that the local office that is closest to you can get in touch with you and send you some more information. And as always, hit me up on Instagram or send me a mail if you have any thoughts, feedback, if you have any questions directly to me. You can always just approach me. As always, you'll find all the links in the show notes. If you like this podcast, please rate it and share it with your friends and family. That would really mean a lot to me. And until then, have a great day. Talk to you next episode.